Patterson Boxing Club in Highland, New York. We're here with Coach Derrick and one of his upcoming fighters. What's your name, champ?
Donovan Garrell.
Donovan, great to meet you. I'm glad you guys took the time to show us a little bit of love and talk about your upcoming career. Coach Derrick's been working hard with you. I've sat in on some sessions with you guys and you look great. Can you tell us a little bit about yourself, Donovan?
Not much to it. I just love, I'm an athlete naturally. I love playing sports. I love being competitive. I'm just a really relaxed person, and when it comes to stuff like boxing, I separate, home life from stuff like this, and I'm all about just being dedicated to something and taking it as far as possible, So I'm always motivated, and I always have something to chase, such as boxing, career path, working anywhere. I work at a foreign company. I do stuff like that. I just take everything serious.
Excellent, excellent. So how long have you been involved in boxing? How long have you been putting the mitts on?
Well, I started doing just basic combat training. I used to do MMA. I used to train at a gym in LaGrange that moved over to Poughkeepsie. And eventually I started developing a liking for boxing, and I just decided to train with Derrick more and more, and it consumed me. So I've been doing combat sports since I was at least 12 years old, and I've been boxing solid for maybe since I was 14, 15 years old.
Wow, that's excellent. So Coach Derrick, what's your take on Donovan and his progression?
Well, I used to do classes at another gym I used to work at, and he used to be in my classes, and he was probably the youngest kid in the class, 12, 13 years old, and he was mixing with adults. And as I was teaching the class, he was the one learning at a consistent level, and I'd use him as a demonstration for the class with technique and everything. And so I brought him along to start training with the other fighters I had at that gym, and he's flourished ever since. I mean, the kid is very hardworking, dedicated. He's more dedicated than a lot of the adult fighters that we've had in the past, and guys that are consistently here now. But this kid trains his butt off. He won the Metros in 2019 as a junior when he was 16 years old.
Wow.
So COVID has kind of held us back with progressing his career, but my goal was by this time for him to have at least over 20 fights, close to 25 fights. But there's nothing going on since his last fight. His last fight was in December 2019. We tried to get him fights just before COVID hit, and we took him to a show in New Jersey. And one of the coaches didn't want his kid to fight Donovan because he's seen Donovan fight another time.
Wow.
He's amazing. He gives motivation to a lot of the other people that come here to see him train so hard. And there's nothing, everything is very serious about him. So he's got a bright future, as far as he wants to go with this.
Excellent. So speaking of COVID and kind of being not on the scene within, the last year and a half or so, Donovan, what keeps you motivated? What kept you motivated all that time?
Boxing is overcome my life, so I have a big vision with this sport. So no matter the circumstance, whether it be I'm in a pandemic, I'm always gonna find a way to train and pursue something as boxing. It's been tough, but it's possible to get around. You can always train no matter what. But yeah, with COVID, it's just I'm not able to travel, go anywhere, so you had to improvise. Train at home a lot. He has equipment at his house. He was helping me train and get started back up.
He was coming to my house.
But
wow.
I always stay motivated no matter what, because, like I said, no matter the circumstance, I'm still a boxer, and I still want to take this as far as possible. So, I can't really get out that mindset, and I'm always motivated no matter what. You know what I mean? I'm a pretty hard worker person, so regardless of the situation, we gonna figure it out.
Absolutely. So how often do you train? What's a typical training day look like for you guys?
It depends on what day it is. We usually spar every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday mornings. So it consists of sparring and then some mitt work, and then my guys were directed what type of training to do after that, whether it be bag work, type of running I designed for these guys, and they are to do it. I mean, if they don't do it, it'll show. It'll show in the ring if they don't do the complete training and everything. And then occasionally we travel to other gyms for sparring. I like to put. I'm at a point with Donovan where I have to bring him to other gyms with to spar guys with a lot more experience than he does, and to push him a little bit. I mean, so that's, you know, we play week by week how we go, and if there's a fight coming up, we intensify it a little bit more and get a little more focused, and go from there.
Excellent. So what are some of the rewards and challenges of being a fighter? I mean, it seems like you're making this what you do, and you're making it a priority in your life. So talk about some of the rewards, but also talk about some of the challenges you might face.
One of the biggest challenges is not getting down on yourself, because everybody has to start from somewhere, and a lot of people come to the sport just assuming that they're gonna hop in and, you know what I'm saying, go at it crazy, and then they're gonna wake up a champion, and that's extremely unrealistic. That's the main challenge, is not getting down on yourself and realizing that you're gonna have to experience failure throughout the whole process every single day. You know what I'm saying? You're not the best in the world, and there's unlimited amount of possibilities in boxing. So I feel like the biggest challenge is the mental game. You know what I mean? If you get beat down in sparring, you can't just sit there and cry about it or go home and feel like, you know, you're not who you are. You have to push through and realize that everything you do is going to help you get to where you want to go. And I say some of the biggest rewards in boxing is that just all the training and hard work you put in paying off, and realizing that you made a vision of yours come true and made it reality. You know, winning fights is one of the best feelings, because, you know, the anxiety you have before a fight, you know, no matter what anybody says, every fighter is anxious and nervous before sparring, fighting, whatever it may be. And once you know, succeed and achieve what you want to achieve, and you win, that's it. You did it, and it's on to the next.
That's excellent. So who's your greatest inspiration and why?
For me, it's a mix of things, but I grew up, well, when I started getting into boxing, I like watching Floyd, of course, Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, of course, but the younger guys that are sort of part of my generation, like Gervonta Davis, Devin Haney, Teofimo Lopez, I can relate to them. You know, they're the youth, and so I see a little bit of me in them, and so that's what keeps me going, because I want to be like one of them guys someday. You know what I mean?
Absolutely, absolutely. So give us a fun fact about yourself that we don't know. We can't be all boxing with Donovan. It can't be.
Of course.
I see that smile. See,
Yeah.
Give us something fun about you that you want the viewers to know that they may have not known.
After saying all that, you know, trying to keep it professional, I'm actually truly a pretty lazy person. You know what I mean? It's a thought that keeps me going, but I'm very relaxed. I'm a very social, funny person. I love social media. And if you see me outside of the gym, you would have no clue that I'm a boxer. That's what a lot of boxers do.
Awesome.
But, you know, I love painting. I love art.
That's awesome.
I feel like I'm pretty articulate. I like to get into, you know, politics and stuff. I like to discuss with my friends. I'm just very social, you know what I mean? Yeah, stuff like that.
Great. So what is your ultimate goal? What's your long-term goal, Donovan?
In general, I don't want to be one of those people that waste potential. Even if I don't, you know, succeed in boxing, I want to, you know, whatever I do, I want to take it to the max. And, you know, I just want to know that I've always pushed myself. And I've never sat back and wasted, you know, seconds of my life just doing nothing. You know what I mean? That's what I learned from boxing, and the discipline. And, you know, I really don't, I always just look in the future and stuff like that, so.
Excellent.
I'm always looking forward.
That's great. So we'll be definitely keeping an eye out for you. Coach, do you have anything to say before we close out?
Just let's take care of this COVID so these guys can start fighting. Before COVID hit, we had about 8-9 active fighters out of this gym competing, and it needs to come back. I mean, these guys need to get some fights in. I mean, that's the main thing.
Absolutely. So, Donovan, give him your full name. Tell him we're going to see you in the future. We're going to see all kind of great things. Give the fans what they want to hear.
You want to get my name? Donovan Garrell, and I'm just here to show you guys that I can do this and I can be a top dog. You know, hopefully one day you guys see me in the press, you see me on the big screen, and if I push myself, I'm gonna get there. But I hope everybody at home is pushing through this pandemic and making stuff out of it, because you can work on yourself during times like these. So I hope everybody's, you know, enjoying themselves and making the best out of things.
All right, everybody, remember the name. Remember, Real Scene Sports Media was the first one to sit down with these gentlemen, and you'll see us in the future as well. Thank you so much, guys.
Real Scene Sports Media is real.
Real Scene Sports Media, it's real.